District in Maharashtra, where the last rites of braveheart Colonel Santosh Mahadik is being performed at his ancestral village. These are live visuals that you're getting right now. Defence Minister Parikar, along with Army Chief Dalbir Singh Suhag, even met Colonel Santosh Mahadik's family at his grandfather's village, where the last rites will take place. We can see a huge number of people who have gathered together to pay homage to the brave martyr. And now we have with us India Today's Gaurav Sawant, who will give us more information, perspective, and all that he knows about this very brave act by the nation's hero. Gaurav, I was reading about Colonel Mahadik, and it's so amazing to read about a person like him who was known in the forces to be a live wire. He was an exceptional officer and somebody who believed in leading from the front, a gallant officer there being celebrated across the nation today.
Avantika, you come from a family of soldiers. You would know what making the supreme sacrifice means, and the fact that the Army Chief General Dalbir Singh, the Raksha Mantri Parikar, they are personally attending the last rites of this brave officer is indicative of his gallantry. Now, in Kupwara, this was an operation that was being undertaken at a time when terrorists had an upper hand. Some of his soldiers of the 41st Battalion of the Rashtriya Rifles, they were in trouble, and as commanding officer, Colonel Santosh Mahadik could have well said that, one of the young company commanders will lead the operation. But he did not want to risk the lives of his company commanders or his soldiers. He personally led that operation, and that shows his dedication and his commitment to the men he commanded. Because on one order of the commanding officer, Jawans lay down their lives, and he was well aware of that responsibility. He led from the front. He has been a brave officer, a live wire, as you pointed out. Won a Sena Medal for gallantry in Operation Rhino in the past. And while leading this particular operation in the jungles, unfortunately, at one point terrorists opened fire, and he caught that hail of bullets, saving his Jawans, making the supreme sacrifice of his life. So this is leadership by example in a very hostile anti-terror operation. This will inspire the next generation of soldiers and officers, not just of Rashtriya Rifles, not just of the 21 Para Special Forces, of which he was a part, but also the rest of the Indian Army. 21 Para SF officers practically from across the country have taken leave, and they flew to Pune, to Satara, to attend Colonel Mahadik's last rite.
Right.
That shows his popularity in his own, in his own unit with his own brothers in arms.
Absolutely. That heroic act displayed by this very brave officer speaks volumes about the person that he is. And Gaurav, he's somebody, who came from a humble family, rose in the ranks, and, is known to be, somebody who was absolutely admired for his exceptional qualities. He was known to be, very calm in composure, gentle in demeanor. And I think that is what really makes a true leader, isn't it?
You're spot on there. He was actually a true leader of men. The way he led operations, the way he conducted himself. If you recall, there have been some instances of trouble, though extremely isolated, between Jawans and officers. Now, a para unit, is a very close-knit family. You know every detail about the men you command, every little personal detail. And that is the kind, I've been speaking to some officers of 21 Para SF, and they said that is the kind of association he's had with his boys. They were happily willing to lay down their lives for him at any given point of time. And that is why, if you recall, the moment this officer came under fire, 4 Jawans threw themselves in that line of fire trying to protect him. They were also grievously injured. Everyone, their only aim was to save the CO. The CO's only aim was to save his boys, and that is how, unfortunately, we've had 1 fatal casualty of the commanding officer and 4 serious injuries of Jawans who fell in the line of fire trying to save their commanding officer in this anti-terror operation. So this is something that my army sources tell me will inspire another generation of officers, the kind of relationship you need to have with the men you command.
Absolutely. And the nation, they're coming together and saluting this brave officer, and Satara bidding farewell to their very brave son. Indeed, a moment of great pride for the nation, and of course, immense sorrow to have lost such a brave officer who, laid down his life fighting for his motherland, leading from front. Indeed, a very, very emotional moment there for his family members and all those who knew him, in the forces as well. We will continue, with our coverage, getting you all the updates from Satara as this brave officer is laid to rest in his ancestral village. Gaurav Sawant, thank you so much for joining us.
जहाँ तक याद आती रहेगी।